And we're back. So you guys have a list. You are slightly debating on who wishes to die.
Bickle's going to go with whatever the majority of the group decides. He doesn't really care who goes first or who last.
Well, since they've got a retirement home nearby, Stamp is figuring we should do the cursory research on the retiree and see if we can just get the meds changed or something to make her heart go pop.
Well, I mean, that could probably just be done purely through a matrix, couldn't it? I mean, probably.
Probably.
I mean, it wouldn't be hard just to adjust her records, I would imagine. I mean, it probably doesn't have like top-end corp matrix security going on.
We won't know until Bodo does the search.
Yep. All right. Honestly, my character says something against killing the kid.
Oh.
Well, you don't have to be involved in that one, and you don't have to get paid for it either.
Right.
It's a little greasy, I admit, but
We totally promised that we're not going to kill the kid. Wink, wink, right, Bickle? Nudge.
Yeah. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
All right, so let's start seeing some Matrix dice then.
All right. My character's actually, like I said before, my character left. He threw down his comlink code there after he said this piece. He's gonna drive kind of slowly back to the Barrens.
Sure.
And he's gonna be for the most part, he's letting his pilot do the driving bits.
As you do.
And he's gonna be looking around. He's got his rating 6 agent out, making sure no one's following him. He's feeling mighty paranoid all of a sudden.
I couldn't imagine why.
All right. So I think for me that would be it's rating times 2 for the agent, right?
It is agent rating times 2. So let me take a quick look at your sheet here and see what rating agent you have.
It's rating 6.
Okay, good. Alright, so was that a matrix search or a perception?
Perception. And can you edge agents stuff?
Generally, no.
Okay.
Because that would just make them even more OP. So what do you,
I'm making sure there's nothing running silent, just kind of or no consistent same signal following me around as I go take a very lazy path towards my character's home.
Yep, you do not notice anything lurking in the shadows ready to jump on you.
All right.
Right. They're all still at Applebee's.
Thank you, guys.
I'm going back to the bar as a side note.
Sure. You can go get some more drinks, or you can pull,
Some long neck soy beer.
yeah, it's full of calories, but that's about it. So you have some other questions you could ask Bodo if you like with your, I assume, perception and then matrix perception.
Let me reopen my big book of things that I can do with the matrix, including all my matrix perception questions.
I believe that's page 235.
Yep, I got a little cheat sheet that has that stuff on there too. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. I can't think of anything that would be effective where I am.
Okay. We can just let those poof then.
Yep.
What would you like to do in this situation?
I'm gonna start looking up some of these people, like for example the retired person in the retirement home.
Sure. I guess it's just a data search then. Anastasia Dexter.
All right. And 2 successes.
Yep, you are able to get the general. Well, you had the general information on where it was already.
All right. Anything like like what kind of place is it in general? I mean, is it just like a retirement home in general, or is there like some sort of twist to it?
Uh, if you want to think into your person head of a small, organized to be officially quaint type retirement home, like
Oh,
it
assisted living.
it is built specifically to look perfect. It is the all-American type situation. I believe it'll have about a rating 3 host. Let's double check my.
So it's basically a Floridian host.
Yes. They advertise that their ambient temperature is usually in the 80 degrees in freedom units. They also advertise the fact that their all-human staff will ensure the more delicate members of the elderly are not traumatized by ugly orcs. They say it in corporate speak of old-fashioned and that kind of thing.
Old-fashioned sensibilities. Pepperidge
Yes.
Farm remembers.
Yep. Well, let's see. After that, I'm just gonna send my agent Yumiko out. That same agent that's doing perception. I'm gonna just have her just start compiling data on this stuff while while I do some other stuff here. Just living, look at some of the pictures.
Yep. Every picture of old people in it has giant smiles on their faces. Like, this is the best place to wait until you die in.
That is not making Moto feel any better.
Oh, I was trying. Does anybody have anything else they want to do while he's
Well, Stamp will take Bodo's number and add it to a DNI call with the rest of the burner links that I'm certain that we have, since we are all seasoned professionals here who are going to shoot people in the face for money, which is the quintessential Shadowrun.
Indeed.
Stamp will then finish his meal and say he's going to be in touch, and he's going to get on his bike and ride. And I think, looking at this list again, he would go to Bellevue, but he's an orc. That's a bad idea. I think he's going to try and do a drive-by on the area where the dock wagon and the KE cop live.
Sure. You're just going now about 6:30 at night after dinner?
Yeah, it's an after-dinner ride for his, fix his digestion.
It helps with the digestion.
It does.
But not with the murder urges.
Well, I'm not going to eat them after I kill them. I'm just going to kill them.
Like, I've already eaten. I don't need to worry about ruining my appetite.
Right.
So let's do it in 2 quick parts. If you want to roll me a perception test, and which one do you want to kind of check out first?
All right. Since we are close to Tacoma, I'm going to assume that Bobby Johnson is going to be closer. So let me do my roll.
Poor Bobby Johnson. So as you drive by, it is a simple apartment complex. It doesn't seem to have any kind of crazy security there. It is, however, got at least one area center who is a cop, there's a decent chance there are more in here.
Mm-hmm.
There is a small booth that does have a manned person who is there working the security. He's wearing a big poofy jacket, almost as if um, the insulation on the glass and stuff around him is not super good in this cold weather.
Okay.
Um, what kind of other are you going to go into the actual complex, or are you going to?
Um, I think I don't have the things necessary to kind of calm my way through security yet. I am forming an idea, however, that I will share later. Um, the Stuffer Shack employee. What information do we have on her? Do we have like her work schedule or anything, or at least the Stuffer Shack she works at?
You have the stuffer sack she works at. She is. It's listed as night shift, which in the situation of a stuffer shack, you know that means a 12-hour shift overnight. Um, so she is likely, if not at work already, going into work soon.
Fantastic, which means she'll be at work by the time I ride over there. So, and I can actually walk into that Stuffer Shack and buy stuff. So,
You
I'm
can.
gonna go check her out.
Awesome. Scintilla and Bickle, what are you guys up to?
Go ahead, Scintilla.
So after I finish my beer and link up with them on burners and whatnot, I'm gonna get on my bike and I'm gonna go back to my apartment. And I'm gonna get my stuff, mainly my backpack with all my gear, my tag eraser and sword. And I want to do a quick computer.
You got really quiet again in there.
Oh, sorry. Is it still quiet?
A little bit.
Okay. Hold on. Well, I'll just leave it at getting my stuff then, and
Sure.
let someone else go ahead while I fix that.
Yep.
Bickle will be making some calls to some of the people he knows, fellow taxi drivers and folks like that. I have knowledge, taxi routes, that sort of thing. Are there any, like, pretty popular routes near where Clarence R. Mead lives? Like, is he in the middle of nowhere, or is he, popular part of town?
So there are a bunch of air quotes taxi routes in that area. It is down by the SeaTac airport, a couple of miles away.
Mhm.
The taxis are weird because it's the situation of I'm going to take you to where you want to go.
I'm
In
sorry, I didn't mean like, dude has the taxi drivers pick this guy up. I mean more like knowing that area. Do I know if it's populated or unpopulated, seedy, that sort of thing?
So it is of a little bit nicer than average area, given as you have um you have a low lifestyle, right?
Medium, I think.
Okay, so it's a little worse off than you are as far as lifestyle. It is very much a um working man's thing. There's a lot of dense housing. Um, your taxi guys don't necessarily pick up a lot of people from that area because that seems to be a lot of employees, but they've kind of at least socialized with people in the area.
Mhm.
Um, because an airport is a wonderful place for people coming into the area to get a taxi, and thus your
Yes.
taxi buddies make a lot of business there, and then go back and forth to wherever it is these people actually want to go. Um, this guy was a janitor, right?
Mhm.
So he is going to be on the busier end because it is wintertime coming after the holidays, so there is slightly elevated travel as opposed to normal. Just people coming back from wherever they went. Um,
All right.
what else are you looking to?
That settles it just kind of for making the calls, but Bickle will pay his tab
Mhm.
for his monster, and then make the run back to his cab, hopefully not getting sicker. And I would like to head to that area.
This is your opportunity to get some form of ridiculous plague to kill an old lady with.
Do you need me to make another 10?
No, that's kind of included all in the The one.
The first one. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he's gonna make his way back to his taxi and then head over to that area, and of course let the rest others know that he's gonna go scope out that target on the list.
Oh wait, what target?
The janitor,
Okay.
Clarence R. Mead. Don't worry, we won't go kill Ricardo yet.
My character is yet to mention not killing Ricardo. In fact, the only person he mentioned not killing was the kid, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm talking OOC right now.
Oh, sorry. I just want to make it clear that he hasn't mentioned that
No.
yet.
No, it's cool. Nobody. The only thing was the kid so far. We got it. It's just more like it's pretty obvious. OOC Lee.
I don't know what you're talking about. I throw away 7 connections all the time.
Just asking for a little bit of trust in this situation, that's all.
All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna go check that area out. Scintilla, you doing anything now that you got your mic fixed, or do you have it fixed?
Yeah, I think so. Is that better?
Yes, a little bit.
I want to do a quick matrix search for James Ron.
For James who?
The arms dealer at the crime mall.
Sure. You know about the crime mall.
Okay, yeah, I got 1 success, not much.
The crime mall is a place that exists because it's not worth the effort to go and bring it down, as it always kind of turns out to be. Oh, we're going to do a raid. They always somehow find out and always manage to not be there when that happens. So they just
Crime mall
stop.
exactly?
It is basically the same thing that it sounds like. It is a old mall that is now a place where you can go to get illegal arms, armor, drugs, prostitution.
Like what area? What district?
Is that?
It's in Puyallup.
That's what I thought. I couldn't remember which one of the two it was in, but
Yeah, it's actually an abandoned mall out in like the Ashfields portion of Puyallup.
Right.
since people are complaining about the Twitch chat and being able to read things, I'll just put that away for now, so you guys can't see the various messages that are going back and forth.
That is for the best. Thank you.
Do we have an idea of who we want to go for first?
Depending on what data comes back, I mean, it is going to be just as easy to hit the guy at the crime mall, the lady at the stuffer shack, or the old lady at the retirement home. So I'm just waiting for the data to come back, so I know what we can do. I mean, hell, there's 4 of us. We can hit 4 of them simultaneously if we wanted.
Yeah, I mean, again, the making it quiet is a bonus. Hey, we could just go in and just shoot these people in the face if we wanted to.
I'm currently searching up a bunch of stuff. I'll tell you when it's finished searching.
Yeah, Stamp can make the Stuffer Shack hit look like a botched robbery. The idea that he's got for the cop is actually just bust into his apartment quiet like when he's on duty and injecting terrible things into all of his food in the fridge. And so when that guy comes home and pops a beer and drinks a poisoned beer, he dies.
Do you have terrible things?
Well, there's the crime mall. We've got to go by there anyway, so I'm sure I can
Just
find it.
stop and pick up some murder juice.
Murder juice.
Right. And, the guy at the crime mall, I mean, there's all sorts of illicit shit there. So when his back gets turned, he just gets shanked nice and quiet.
Yeah.
So
Um,
that's my plan for 3 of the first 4.
Over D and I, Bickle asked Bodo, so can you do anything about the old lady?
I think I probably will be. I can probably arrange that quietly.
All right. Bickle has a lot of ideas. None of them are quiet.
Stamp has a lot of ideas. I'm surprised that some of them are quiet.
My best idea is walking into the crime mall with my big ass sword and stabbing the guy. So,
So anyway, GM. So I know this is a slightly more well-off area, that kind of stuff, where I'm currently at. Um,
It's not quite middle lifestyle area that the janitor lives in.
borderline.
It's above low. It's in between middle and low. Like
Okay.
there's a lot of employees for the airport here, so they put a little bit more effort into making it nicer. But at the same time, it is still very much here's a small apartment for you to live in. I expect you to be at work 12 hours a day.
Mm-hmm. Do we have the address and place of his apartment?
Yeah, it's in a high-rise fourth floor.
High-rise, fourth floor. I assume there are other equally large buildings all around, that sort of thing.
Yeah, there's a couple.
All right. Do I see a way to reach the roof of any of them across the street from this man's apartment?
So you don't know which part inside the apartment building? Like
Okay, I
it
don't know
is.
exactly like his window and everything.
Yeah, it is
All right,
fourth
then
floor
never
up.
mind. I don't need any of that then.
Sure. I kind of saw where you were going with that, but
Listen, like I said, none of them are really quiet, but well, anyway, I mean, this is just an apartment building. Do I see any like guards or security on the front of it? Probably not, right?
there is actually a not quite a outside stand thingy for them to stay in, but you can see as you drive by through the front window there is um a dude sitting at a desk.
Mm-hmm. All right. Does he look like corporate security dude or just like regular security guy?
He had did you roll a perception test or
I did not yet.
well
You
throw
want
one
to
of
roll
those
one
and we'll
now?
see.
Got it. And my perception is. This would be visual, right?
Yeah.
Yay!
So you're able to see that he does have a. Do you have a vision mag type thing?
I do.
Okay. He's got a SeaTac logo on the left breast pocket, as it were. Uh, there is a little bit of a unofficial looking badge thing that going on there too.
Mhm.
He's sitting behind a security desk doing security things, but there is a scanner set up and that kind of thing. What else would you like to know about this immediate area?
Not so much the immediate area, but maybe the information that we got from the Johnson, does it have like, you said it has basic biometrics, so I know what he looks like, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'd like to turn the heater up in my car, park in a kind of nondescript location. I mean, I'm a taxi near an airport. I don't think I'd draw too much attention, where I can just have a sight on the building. And I'd just like to wait there for a little while.
So you're by the apartment complex. You're just sitting there as a taxi.
Yeah, my sign's off, so I'm not accepting fares. But I'm just kind of hanging out, keeping an eye on. I want to see if I see him come out or start heading, in
Sure.
the apartment building.
Can you roll me edge?
I certainly can.
Okay. And you will sit there for a while. Scintilla.
You
yeah.
will sit there until you die of old age.
Right.
I want to pop some psych and head to the crime mall.
Sure. It'll take you a little while to get there, but
Yeah, I've got my sword in my backpack, specifically putting my tag eraser, because for some reason it's not listed as my backpack. But yeah, my sword, pistol, combat knife, it works. I'm just gonna hop on my scoot and head to the crime mall, and wait to get high on the way. It takes like 10 minutes or so.
I think Bickle and I both agree that the crime mall job is probably going to be the most awesome of them all, and we are waiting
Yeah.
with bated breath to see what happens.
Certainly are.
Same here. I want to see what you guys do there.
Are we doing them separately, or are we grouping
We,
them?
we can, or we can group up. I mean, we're still kind of in the legwork phase.
Yeah, I figured
Like, if you want to just walk up and stab a dude in the crime mall, nobody is going to stop you, though.
I wasn't
Right.
planning on stabbing him yet. I just wanted
Well,
to get a feel for what
yeah.
kind of security they'd have.
Yeah, I mean, none of this team is going to stab you for it, but do you? I guess the most pertinent question is: do you have cyber eyes so we can watch?
No, I do have a helmet that has an image link,
And an image link is not a camera, though. That's the trouble. That's why I like cyber eyes, because cyber eyes automatically have a camera. They record. By the way, you did all smile for Stamp, right? Because he has cyber eyes.
though.
Bickle didn't know that.
Yeah.
Bickle doesn't know a lot of things
Bickle's being watched.
all
Bickle
the
was
time.
being watched.
Yeah, so I'm just going to hang out there probably until...
Yeah,
I
you're
give
hanging
it-
out. I'm aware. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I was giving Scintilla the opportunity to drive up
Oh.
to the crime mall, and then you guys got
Right.
talking about go on, stab the random arms dealer. It'll be great.
Yeah, okay, so I want to head into crime mall. I assume they're not going to have too much of an issue with that sword at my side.
They're definitely going to give you the up and down and ask to. One of the guys is going to kind of roll his eyes a little bit and ask to piece tie it, and he's got a couple of zip ties to.
Sure.
All right, so they will zip tie your sword into its scabbard as they are wont to do at the Ren Fair.
Alright. So, I know where this guy's stall is, right?
Yeah, it's in the arms and armament section. It's
Okay.
Kinda
I just
like-
wanted to roll
go ahead.
by.
Yeah. Roll me perception if you like to do things.
Yeah.
So I take a quick look at your sheet and see what kind of horrible temptations I can level upon you.
I have a bad reputation.
Yeah, that's not the kind of thing I was looking for. So it is, as you would probably expect, there are a bunch of people, most of them keeping a arm's distance with the people around them, because clearly in the crime mall, somebody is going to get robbed. As you go through, you see somebody being drugged down one of the side room alley things that go into the back, where if you've ever been in a mall, you know this is where the restrooms are, but you see somebody being dragged forcibly down one. You will go by his stand. There are a large cybered up troll standing there and a large cybered up orc, as one is wont to do. He is making a bit of a barking going on that he has various death dealing implements for sale. He's in a very nice suit. There is a board behind him with various weapons that are all zip tied to hold it up as a display, but none of them have clips in them. It seems to be mostly bullets and guns, no melee weapons that he has for sale.
No back room or anything that other people would be in?
Not so much in this situation. It's more of a stall setup. A lot of the places in here aren't full-on walk-into type things. There are a couple that have broken the security roll-down gates and have set up shop literally inside. He is not one of them. It seems a lot more fly-by-night type situation.
All right.
He
Since
is
he's got
closely located to one of these other emergency exit doors, like down those hallways that they have in malls.
all right. I'm gonna leave him alone because he's got some muscle.
As you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna uh, look for a poison shop of some sort, a place they sell nasty things. Someone was talking about poisoning the.
Yes, you're
troll.
specifically looking for the
Murder
Jamba
juice?
murder juice. It's Jamba murder
Yeah.
juice.
The Jamba murder juice shop.
Sure. It'll take you a couple minutes to go around this shop. Um, we'll see what you can find in a little bit. Bodo, you still good? Or you want to,
Does my agent come back at any point with any information? I'm just waiting on some stuff for them to
Gotcha.
finish up here.
So the agent will come back with the sales brochure type plan that it'll drop upon you is like, hey, this is a great place. We've won these various awards and that kind of thing. Our staff are all trained medical professionals. That kind of thing.
All right. Anything from any of the other targets? I just sent it on a go find stuff about these guys and come back to me with what you find. Anything important? Anything that is about them or where they work.
Sure. If you want to give me a another roll for it, just because I was under the impression that one was specifically for the retirement home.
All right. Sorry. I sorry about the emphasis on that one. I realized real quick that you can't give agents that complicated of a mission goal.
Not with a singular roll, not usually, no. Excellent. So it is going to come back with a bunch of rather random information that is, for the most part, what you already have. However, I will let you ask 4 questions, and we will add that information to the information you guys have about anyone you want.
All right. I'm going to have to spend one on Ricardo here.
Okay.
What has he been up to?
Nothing really that's catching your eye here. You did ask him something, I remember.
I'm just gonna. Then the second question is gonna be any connections between them.
There doesn't seem to be any direct connection that you're able to find just floating about on the Matrix between these 10 people in various aspects of Seattle's life.
Do they all have life insurance?
That's
the same policy holder.
That is not something you will find out there on the Matrix. If you went to like a dock wagon facility or contact and began to ask questions through them, you would be able to get a hit on that kind of information. But just Googling a bunch of names and asking, do you have health insurance? is not something Google is going to be able to respond to you with.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You could always call them and offer to sell them life insurance.
Yeah, that's another good question.
You do have comm codes for them. They were in the original data packet. It will. Some of them may be a little bit more awkward to call. We'll just leave it at that.
Yep. I want to know about the where has he been lately? Has he gotten a new dock wagon, or has he gotten a new dock wagon contract recently or anything?
You said the orc?
Yes.
So there has been a number of times that he has shown up in the sort of news, not exactly like the mainstream media, but in the like back pages of the news where it talks about he is responsible for selling guns to somebody who committed a crime that cost this other person their life. And roll me each the perception test real quick, and we'll see how well you do on that.
Another matrix perception from that, or is that me?
That would be a physical you perception as you are looking at a picture that you got off the matrix.
Ooh, I don't like that. 1 second.
Sure.
Alrighty here. I'm gonna edge that.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I could maybe succeed, but I'd also more likely die in a fire.
It's getting a little warm around wherever you are. So with 2 hits, you notice there's a clip of him coming out of one of like the courtrooms after one of these cases. He's doing the thing where there's a giant troll that looks very similar to the troll that Scintilla noticed in the crime mall. He's got his one arm up, and you see that the sleeve has come down over the suit, over the cuff of the suit has come down and is revealing a Doc Wagon bracelet.
All right. That's something I think that is noticeable enough that it's kind of striking.
Somebody is crackling.
Not me.
Yep.
Let's see. Where does is there any sort of information? What's the news on Lena?
As I scroll to find Lena.
Top.
Yep, I got her.
EMT human.
Oh, did I end up with 2 letters? I did end up with 2 letters. Hold on, let me change the name of the second
No,
one.
keep it.
Okay.
Totally keep it. Remember, we have a conspiracy theorist in the run. It's perfect.
This is true. My apologies. She is a dock-wagging EMT. She is well liked by her peers and has saved a large number of lives.
Sounds like a good person to kill.
Always making me feel bad. Why can't any of these guys be all scumbags? Like, the arms dealer guy. At least he won't feel bad when he dies.
It's great because Basics, who put in his job application that he has a strong moral compass, I really wanted on this run, but then he couldn't make it. Because that would have left very interesting things.
Who with a strong moral compass applies for a run like this?
Apparently Basics.
And Bodo. Although Bodo's kind of like mostly skewed.
So it's awesome that she saved a bunch of lives, but what about the ones that she failed to save?
Dun dun dun.
Yep, I don't think that's the connection here.
I don't know why there needs to be a connection.
Because 10 random people is just not a thing that should happen, in my opinion. I call up I go over the DNI. I go, I think I may have found a connection.
All right, go ahead.
Bickle, he's got a theory.
I have a theory.
Bickle rolls his eyes in his taxi cab.
Unfortunately, it doesn't directly relate to the dragons, but they may be involved still. But we have a dock wagon, and I know multiple people here on this list are known to have dock wagon contracts. I'm going to try and pry a little deeper into that, because I don't like the fact that we're just being sent out to kill 10 random people like this. And if we can find some way to connect them, that would at least maybe it is dragons, and that's
Bickle. Go ahead, sorry.
And that's where what was going to end it there.
Bickle will respond over the DNI and say, yeah, I mean, do whatever you want. I mean, I already know what's behind all of this. But while you're doing that, would you mind killing somebody?
Oh yeah, I was going to do that anyways. Besides that, don't you want to know what their connection is? If
Johnson pays money, we get rid of it. We get rid of the problem, and the connection is the dragons. I already went over that with you. It was pretty obvious from the get-go.
All right.
And Bickle is completely and utterly convinced in his voice.
Well, with that said, Bodo is going to today's Saturday. Bodo is going to take a nice sleep, and you're going to ask for the AI to cross reference any public list of the people that she saved, or not the AI, but the agent, with the list of people there.
Sure. If you want to throw a dice and write it down on the table, so I don't forget next time. We'll come back to you in a minute. Bickle.
Yay!
So, you want to roll me just one more perception test, as you
Visual again.
as you're kind of laying in your taxi cab. All right. So with 4 hits, you will notice that there is a large.
It's 3 hits.
You're the janitor, right?
Yep.
So there is a guy that comes out of the apartment building. He pulls his coat tight around him to the cold wind. Looks around a minute, then begins to head directly towards your car.
Pickle's not going to react any differently than that. He's going to kind of still be leaning over the steering wheel, watching the guy approach. Is he heading right up to the car, like window side, passenger side, whatever?
At the moment, it's kind of hard to tell his direct trajectory to your car, but he is, holding his hat down against the wind, moving kind of quickly in your direct direction.
All right. Bickle is going to flip on his cab light.
Excellent. A couple of moments later, you will hear the back door opening and a man getting in and going, "Oh, thank God. Whew, it's cold out there." And as he takes off his hat and kind of shakes the rain out of it, you will notice that it is the man that you're after in the back seat of your cab.
Bickle kind of gives the man a smile and says, "Yeah, chummer, it is pretty bad out. Where are you headed?"
SeaTac?
You got it. And Bickle's going to flip on his headlights, his windshield wipers, do a very careful check of the surroundings, lock the doors, and pull away. And how far away from SeaTac exactly?
We'll say this weather, you're probably about 15 minutes away from SeaTac.
All right. Are the roads busy? Are they?
Sort of busy, not like gridlock traffic, but
How thick and heavy is the rain?
let me go to Google and Google Seattle weather. It is
Go ahead.
3 raindrops instead of 2, so I guess that's pretty good.
So pretty
Precipitation.
decent precipitation right now. It's dark out, right?
Yep, because it is January.
All right, so
You could totally intentionally crash your car into something to kill this man.
so we come to, I assume it's pretty easy for me to navigate a little bit circumspectly to get out of the most of the traffic and get to a stoplight or a stop sign.
Sure.
Small talk with this guy the whole way. Yeah, so what do you do? All that kind of jazz. Really kind of actually pretty normal for Bickle. Only the occasional mention of, yeah, man, I had a dragon for a customer kind of thing once.
Right.
We get to the stoplight, and I would like to put my arm kind of on the back of the seat and like turn around like I'm going to talk to the guy, point my left hand at him, and summon out my taser magically and shoot him in the face with my taser.
Sure. If you want to roll that, that'd be great.
I certainly will. Do I get any bonuses for surprise or anything like that?
Surprise does not give you bonus dice.
Oh, I wish it did.
Surprise just means they can't evade.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Well, okay.
Did you just taser a man to death?
I have never. I think he just might have. I've never seen that before. 6 1s on 6 dice.
Well, damn. So the 6 dice was his average Joe surprise test. Um,
So he was like looking the other way, and I tasered him right in the ear, right?
I was intending for you to throw your shooty dice, and then for me to throw like my surprise test and my avoidance dice, and then cut dramatically to another guy doing another thing. But I feel like with 6 1s, this guy probably had a pacemaker, um, and you just overloaded that, and then his heart began beating exceedingly fast because the pacemaker shorted out, and then exploded in his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable for what occurred. Now,
because it starts at 8, right, for the damage on one of those things.
Yeah.
9,
9.
9 pin 5,
Wow.
And what's the accuracy on it?
7. So I get to keep all my successes.
Oh, you got 9 success. You said it was 7, right?
Yeah,
So you keep
Well,
7 of those 9.
yeah, 7 of the 9.
So that's 16 electrical that he would be taking to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yep. So he falls over, bleeding out internally, and you will begin to hear the subtle beeping of a dock wagon bracelet.
All right.
Stamp, this stuffer shack has plenty of, low-ranking hoodlums outside that are just hanging around outside of stuffer shacks because that is what you do when you're a punk teenager with no respect for authority.
Oh, I can make them show respect for authority.
I didn't realize you were authority in this area.
He is
Uh,
the authority.
if I get off that bike and tell them if somebody fucks with it, they die. But if nobody fucks with it, they get $20. Then, therefore, they respect authority.
Is that something you wish to do?
It is something I wish to do.
Sure.
I will park in the expectant mother parking
Perfect.
and kick down the kickstand and wander up and kind of nod back to the bike and say, "Nothing happens to it. $20 in it for you. Something happens to it. We won't talk about that."
They'll kind of look back and forth between. Are you offering them like money at the moment or money on the way out?
Money on the way out.
They're like, yeah, old man, we got this.
Good to hear it. Good to hear it. And he's gonna walk inside. All right. Three successes on visual perception to seize what I seize.
So there is totally a tired-looking man who is going through the various ice cream sections. You will also see that he has the normal things that a man would be sent out for by a pregnant wife to go pick up. You know, a jar of pickles, mustard. He's now in the ice cream section. There's a whatever Horizon Time magazine puts out in this sixth world. He's having a hell of a day. You do see that your target is coming out of the back. Looks like they are tying an apron around themselves or whatever it is that stuffer shack people wear. And she is heading over to the deli counter to be prepared to make some deli sandwiches. Or stuffers, as they were.
Okay. 4 successes on a discreet observation of her. Does she have a dock wagon bracelet?
She does.
What? Why the hell would a minimum wage slave have a dock wagon bracelet?
Am I starting to believe in conspiracies?
It's too late for Bodo. He already does.
All right. What else do I notice about this woman? I guess I've got 3 questions left: general state of health, general state of fitness, and whether or not she may have a concealed weapon.
It does not look as though she has a concealed weapon. She is a prime wage slave. While is she one of the older ones? Hold on, let me find her on the list. Stop it. So at 42 years of age, she does seem to be a little haggard, as it is. You know, 6 roll is not nice. She's working a very literal dead end job. Um, to your not knowing anything about medical stuff, she seems fine. Um, Seems to be well liked by her coworkers, as she is greeted with big smiles by everybody, and they have a little bit of small talk. Um,
I will note that my sheet both has a forensics knowledge skill and a first aid active skill, so I may know a little bit about medicine.
Just a tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
A skosh.
But this isn't a crime scene quite yet.
Well,
You
by
will
the
also
time it's a
notice
crime scene, I will know what her physical status is.
this is true. Um, the place does have your normal stuffer shack security details of, you know, cameras. It is not late enough for cops to be hanging out in here drinking the free soy calf, but you know, cops do visit stuffer shacks on the regular.
Right. Okay. So then, if she's going off to make stuffers at the deli counter, this is relevant to Stam's interests.
Yes, it is. It is food.
And so he'll be ordering a couple stuffers and just kind of watching her while she works, making the small talk, checking out that ass, you know,
Okay.
those types of things.
Yep. You will engage in small talk. Is there anything you're trying to get out of her, or?
No, not really. Just general stuff.
Okay.
I think that if I'm going to make this work, I would need my ballistic mask on, and I would not need to be wearing my current attire.
I am a well-dressed orc. Let me murder you to show that all orcs are giant monsters.
Right. I'm trying to beat the stereotype, even though I am a giant monster. Plus, hey, sandwiches. So we'll start off with that, and then
Sure.
I'll come back later.
Excellent. Scintilla, in your looking around the crime wall, you will come across a strange-smelling one of the actual shops. The rolling gate seems to have actually been rolled up rather than forcibly removed, which is, you know, rare and different. The smell that's coming out of there is the smell of animals. Catches your interest. So,
I'll go in. I don't know what this is about, but it smells like animals.
Yep.
Some animals murder things, murderers.
so you will pop on in. A dainty little bell will kind of ring based off of a motion sensor. Looking around, there is insects and lizards and snakes and all kinds of exotic creatures that you're not 100%.
Murder Juice Central.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to the counter. Who's there?
There is nobody there, but you do hear the sounds of somebody in the back.
Alright, I'm gonna go back there.
I'm sorry, you said you were going to go back there?
Oh, like back to the store, or like in an employee section?
Yeah, kind of like in an employee section.
Okay, sure, I'll just like ring a. Is there a bell? I'll just ring a bell a bunch.
There's a sound making device, probably in the form of, you know, knocking loudly upon the counter.
A future bell.
Yes.
Just
Um,
counter here.
a
Alright.
an older human man will begin to kind of half limp his way out of there. He seems a little hunchbacked and will come up to the counter. A twitchy eye will look you up and down and, you know, a customer. What can I do for you?
500 new yen. What's the scariest thing I can buy with that?
He'll pull on his long beard for a moment. And then he'll begin to mosey about the various cages and stuff. Come over to one that looks like it has some kind of lizard in it. He'll reach his hand in and pull it out and kind of nonchalantly hold it towards your face. Very dangerous.
Gonna take a step back. What is this exactly?
See, this is where Rob wishes there was a Parazoology 5th edition book that he had actually read.
poisonous lizard.
Yeah. I think Komodo dragons are like super poisonous, right?
They're huge too. Really?
I thought that was all bacteria in their mouth.
I think they proved that they're venomous. I'm not actually sure, but they're also giant. I'll settle for poisonous lizard. Scintilla knows absolutely nothing about parazoology or any zoology, so she's gonna have to go ahead and take his word.
Yeah, Komodo dragons are actually way bigger than I thought they were. Um, and then not just poisonous? Oh,
The poison just makes sure they don't get away.
right. Describe the Komodo dragon as has septic pathogens in its saliva. Mmm. Specifically the bacteria.
If you don't want to use Komodo, I actually have a hard target open right now.
Sure.
Like Nova Scorpion, Dog Asp, Iblakeen is a green mamba awakened. Nova Scorpions, and like I said, Dog Asp. All of it's fatal.
Is this 500 new yen for the whole critter or just a dose?
He'll kind of like,
I'll ask the creepy old guy.
he'll take the lizard and kind of pull it around to like look at its face and tweak his head back and forth a little bit. The lizard will kind of taste the air. It's like, he likes you. 500, you take him home. Don't get bitten.
I'll give him the minutes and a bit extra because I took some off of that from earlier. But I'll top it off to 500. Hand it over to him.
Awesome.
I get a cage, right?
It's got a leash on it at the moment. It's got a little bow.
With more than a little hesitation, until it will take the leash and lead it out. Does it follow? Is it a dog?
No, it doesn't actually follow. It just kind of sits there.
Okay. So I guess I'll drag the lizard.
Sure, it makes slight sounds of not exactly enjoying being drugged.
Okay. So yeah, I'll mention that I bought a lizard. I'm not really sure if we wanted to go through with that plan though. I now realize. So let's, yeah. Lizard. Anyone have any input on the lizard? How to use it?
No.
You got real quiet again, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you like setting your mic down or something?
No. It appears that my thing was on auto adjust.
That
Might have
might.
had something to do with it. So I guess I'm just gonna chill with the lizard until we have a place to put it. We were gonna put it in the trolls part. Wait, there's a troll, right? Yeah, the troll.
Yes, we are totally doing this. 100%.
So do we like just put the lizard in his apartment and hope, or do we like juice the lizard? Do we juice the lizard and put it in his fridge, like the?
So what we do, okay, this is going to be a 3-step plan. First step, we make sure that the troll is there and asleep. Second step, we sneak the lizard in and we juice it up with kamikaze. And the third step, we throw the lizard in the apartment, close the door really fast, and run away. Step 4, profit.
Well, if it's got a digital lock, I can pop the door open and then lock it forever.
Figure out which pizza guy is delivered to the apartment complex and just stuff it in that delivery bag.
Put a kamikaze up lizard in the delivery bag and have somebody deliver it.
I see how that can't go wrong in any single way.
Oh god, this is a beautiful thing, guys.
So who's holding the bag?
I will. I'm a thrill seeker.
What's the worst that could happen, right?
Might also explain why I have a lizard now.
Oh man.
Yes, I fully endorse this plan. Go forth.
I'm in.
Yeah, I guess I'll just drive on down to. Where is the beat cop's apartment?
Let me bring the list back up.
If we knew any really shady doctors or veterinarians, we could implant an auto injector that when it sees anyone, it just injects a dose of commie. Wait,
The commied up death lizard. That's great.
do we have any blood of Cali?
I don't think anybody carries that stuff around, but you could try and buy some.
Yeah,
I-
this is
I
the
don't
crime
have-
wall. I'm sure we could find a dose of Pt1.
So, he lives in downtown. He is in a apartment. I don't know enough about the actual specifics of downtown to tell you which
Yeah.
jurisdiction he lives in, but
Do we want to do more legwork before I go and drop a lizard in this guy's apartment, or
You know what? I am 100%
do we actually want
behind
to
you.
drug it?
I'm
I
all
think-
for drugging it, but
Okay.
you want me to get there and be able to pop the door so that, assuming it's electronic, so that you can just toss it in and run.
Yeah, that seems like the best decision.
Absolutely.
I head to the general vicinity and just kind of drive around and look for parking.
Sure. I don't actually have any money for kamikaze anymore because I just spent it all on a fragging lizard. So I'll just head on down to the apartment.
I will ask Twitch chat to name the lizard. Whenever they, in 10 seconds when they get the message, it'll be great.
That's great.
And then Bodo, you said you're going to go mess up with Scintilla?
Yep.
All
I explicitly say I am not getting the drugs because I do not have the contacts to do that.
Frank?
Don't
All right. I'm sorry, it is now Frankie the Lizard. YOTC
Reptile.
kind of beat everybody to it. So Bickle, you have a dead man in the back of your car with a
With a dock wagon.
With a dock
Here's
wagon.
the thing, though, that I wanna ask real fast. Looking at the dock wagon bracelet in
Mhm.
Hero Lab, it's a device rating of 2.
Yep.
Bickle, being Faraday himself, has a natural noise aura of 2.
Yep.
If I switched on my noise generator here, the one I actually have built into my armor, not the white noise generator, the actual signal jammer, area jammer, could
Yep.
I stop that signal from going out?
So here's part of that. One, the signal has already been sent. When he began to flatline and suffer tremendous electrical shocks, the signal has been sent. Interrupting it, it couldn't hurt,
All right.
but the pooch
So
has been
signal's
screwed.
sent. All right, that's cool. Signal's been sent. I'd like to flip on all that jammer stuff and
Sure.
proceed in a rather normal fashion. Just on my way. I mean, the signal was sent out from a crosswalk, essentially.
Yep.
Right? Car stopped, man died, car moves on.
All in the span of a red light.
Yeah, I mean, I don't imagine this took very long. I mean, I know Dock Wagon is fast, but I don't think I'm hovering overhead, ready to save your life fast.
It depends entirely on the contract that they've got.
Well, I will take the chance at this point, rather than just panicking and trying to speed away and all that shit. Move on down the street, make a couple of turns. Very careful, normal driving until I can find maybe a quieter section of the neighborhood, like a back alley somewhere.
Let's Drive casual is a very important skill to have.
What's Twitch saying about all this? Oh, they're not saying anything yet. Do you need me to roll anything, GM?
I feel like there should at least be a composure test because suddenly the man that you tried to taser is dead.
Yeah, that would be a little strange. But actually, instead of composure, would you rather me, being the good player that I am, remind you that I have TLEX?
We're probably gonna do first one, then the other.
All right. So composure. First time I ever had to roll it because Bickle's always composed as shit. And by that I mean always on edge.
All right, so you have that feeling of, let's call it, yeah, I did good.
And now you want me to do my TLE, I assume.
Yep. Let's hope this goes horrible because that'll be great.
Well, you can hope for what you want. And as always, I've taken my pills this morning. So roll well. I need to edge that.
You sure?
Yeah. Because I fail by 1 if I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine anything bad happen of having seizures for a couple of minutes while Doc Wagon is on the way.
Is on the way, yeah. Okay, I'm now.
What would theorize that they're the perfect people to find you if you're having a seizure?
Yeah, but and I mean, I assume if I was, not dumb and had great personal skills, I could be like, this guy got in my cab, he was very abusive, I tased him, I don't know what happened. But, I'd still have to probably go to court over that, which wouldn't
It would be an awkward situation.
So I am down to 4 edge now, and
Yep.
Bickle is doing his driving thing, boss.
I'm just kind of answering a quick question in Twitch chat. So you are driving about. If you want to roll, man, you're in a double A zone, right? So that's where SeaTac is.
I would imagine it's probably double A.
Okay. So you will be driving around, looking for a place to dump a body. Bad news is there's kind of a bunch of people around because this is a double A zone near the Seattle airport.
Understandable. In that case, I mean, there's no reason I have to stay in this area. I can drive wherever I want. My fare's not going to complain about the meter running up.
This is true. He's a little dead for that.
I would like to drive towards a less double A zone. Probably the Barrens.
Sure. If you want to roll, I guess you have like navigation. You have some grid guide taxi routes, but
I have grid guide taxi routes. I have knowledge taxi routes. I don't have navigation.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting because there is a decent chance that somewhere along the line somebody is gonna notice something.
Look into a car and see a guy sleeping in the back of a taxi. It's not like
Yeah.
there's blood everywhere.
This is true. There's blood everywhere inside of him. It is a nice gooey mess inside. But you will begin to drive off, and through the windshield of your car, you will begin to see a helicopter in the distance heading in this general direction as you drive away from where you are.
Again, calm, easy driving, not freaking out, just driving on his way. And do you want me to roll the grid guide taxi routes to get to the Barrens?
Nah, it's pretty easy for that kind of situation.
All right. I don't have any other plans until I get there, unless you want to drop a Hornet on me.
I kind of want to, but with the jammer going, they kind of won't.
I mean, because in total it's oh God, what's the rating on my jammer now?
I thought you said it was
Here.
a 3 earlier.
No, that was the white noise. That was
Oh.
the thing that stopped it. The area jammer is Shit, where did I put that? Rating, yeah, well, it's rating 3 too. So no, we're good. So it's rating 5 total noise against a 2 device rating object.
Yep. So you will drive off into the night a little bit. So it's been about another hour and 10 minutes. If you guys want to take another quick break,
Okay.
this is gonna get a lot more interesting than I was really anticipating it getting.
Uh-huh.
I did just kill a man with a taser, though. So, I mean, to this point, I want to point out to Twitch and everybody else, Bickle has not killed anyone on the hub with his actual lethal weapons.
That sounds like the pickle I've heard so much about. All right, guys. I'll see you guys back in 5.